An unprecedented discovery has left scientists and historians alike stunned, as a groundbreaking artificial intelligence system has uncovered secrets long hidden beneath the Temple Mount, one of the most sacred and disputed places on Earth. For centuries, this plateau in Jerusalem's Old City has been revered, fought over, and protected, its stones holding the memories of entire civilizations. Now, with the aid of cutting-edge technology, scholars believe they are closer than ever to confirming what countless generations of faithful have always believed: that the Temple Mount is not only a holy site, but the literal foundation of some of the greatest religious traditions in human history. Jerusalem rises from the hills like a jewel of stone and faith, its walls and gates echoing with voices of prophets, kings, conquerors, and pilgrims. But the Temple Mount stands above all, its importance transcending geography or architecture. Known as Har HaBayit in Hebrew and Haram al-Sharif in Arabic, it is revered by Jews, Muslims, and Christians alike. For Jews, it was the site of the first temple, built by King Solomon nearly 3,000 years ago, where the Ark of the Covenant, believed to contain the very presence of God, was housed within the Holy of Holies. That temple was destroyed by the Babylonians, rebuilt as the Second Temple, and then demolished once more by the Romans in 70 AD. Despite centuries of ruin, the longing for restoration never faded. For Muslims, it is the noble sanctuary, where the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven during his miraculous night journey, making it the third holiest site in Islam. The Dome of the Rock, with its radiant golden crown, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque have stood for centuries as symbols of devotion. For Christians, the Temple Mount resonates with the life of Jesus, who taught, healed, and overturned the tables of money changers here, declaring it a house of prayer. Throughout history, empires rose and fell upon this mount. The Persians permitted Jews to rebuild, the Greeks desecrated, the Romans destroyed. Byzantines erected churches, Umayyads adorned it with the Dome of the Rock, Crusaders converted it into a fortress, Ottomans repaired and preserved it. The British administered it, and today it is guarded by the Islamic Waqf. Yet despite the countless transformations, the essence of the Temple Mount has remained unchanged. It is no ordinary hill of stone, but the meeting place of heaven and earth, where faith, history, and myth converge. Because of this sacredness, the ground beneath has long remained untouched by archaeologists. To disturb it, even with a single spade, risks igniting not only religious outrage but potentially global conflict. In the 19th century, British engineer Charles Warren was one of the few to explore its hidden depths, descending into dark tunnels and reservoirs by lamplight, uncovering chambers and channels carved into stone. His discoveries fueled wild speculation of what might lie beneath the mount, perhaps the Holy of Holies itself, or even the Ark of the Covenant. But religious and political authorities soon forbade further excavations, declaring the soil too sacred to be disturbed. Yet fragments of its history continued to emerge indirectly. After the Six-Day War of 1967, archaeologists investigated areas around the mount, uncovering layers from the Second Temple, Roman, and Crusader eras. In the late 1990s, a massive amount of earth was removed from the mount without oversight and dumped in the Kidron Valley. Out of what many considered a disaster came the Temple Mount Sifting Project, where volunteers painstakingly sifted through the discarded soil. To the astonishment of scholars, they uncovered more than 500,000 artifacts: ancient coins, jewelry, arrowheads, pottery, ritual objects, and most importantly, relics dating back to the First Temple period. Clay seals bore names of priestly families mentioned in the Bible. An ivory comb carried the oldest known Canaanite inscription, and ritual vessels hinted at temple practices once thought legendary. These finds suggested that Solomon's temple was not mere myth, but a historical reality preserved in the dust. From 2021 onward, a new team of scholars decided to revisit this mystery using artificial intelligence. Unable to dig directly beneath the mount, they instead turned to forgotten British Mandate maps and ground-penetrating radar. Slowly, AI reconstructed an image of what lay below the limestone plateau. At first, indistinct shapes appeared, but over time, angular walls, chambers, and stairways emerged, too precise to be natural. When these digital reconstructions were superimposed over century-old hand-drawn maps, the alignment was startlingly accurate. Encouraged, the team secured permission to excavate areas adjacent to the western wall. What they found astonished them: a hidden staircase leading into a forgotten chamber. Inside the chamber, faint engravings of crosses suggested it had once been used as a Byzantine sanctuary. But beneath its floor lay something older still: massive ashlar stones expertly cut and fitted with no mortar, their style unmistakably linked to the construction of Solomon's era. This hinted that the Byzantine Christians had unknowingly built upon foundations from the first temple itself. Even more shocking was what AI scans revealed next: an intricate underground water system sprawling beneath the southern section of the mount. At first mistaken for storage pits, closer examination revealed a network of cisterns, aqueducts, and basins lined with waterproof plaster. Mineral analysis dated the system to the 8th or 9th century BCE, long before Roman or Herodian engineering. It was far more advanced than anyone expected, designed to collect rainwater, control pressure, prevent flooding, and supply water for ritual use. Certain basins bore ash and organic traces, consistent with sacrificial practices described in biblical accounts. This discovery redefined the First Temple as not just a symbolic structure, but a masterpiece of religious engineering where every detail, from water purification to ritual cleansing, was meticulously planned. The most earth-shattering discovery came when AI-guided imaging revealed a sealed stone chamber. Hidden behind a barrier of limestone, it contained a shallow stone basin surrounded by clay oil lamps, incense remnants, and faint inscriptions in Paleo-Hebrew. Though eroded by centuries, the words spoke of a divine presence tied eternally to the place. Scholars recognized immediately what they had found: the long-rumored Holy of Holies, the inner sanctuary of Solomon's temple, believed to house the very presence of God. For centuries, it had been described only in scripture. Now, physical evidence lay before them. The stone of the basin matched that of Solomon's time, the lamps dated to the 8th century BCE, and the inscription echoed verses found in ancient texts. The implications were staggering. This was not just another artifact. It was confirmation that faith and history intertwined more deeply than scholars had ever dared imagine. Yet the discovery was handled with utmost secrecy. Authorities feared that publicizing it could spark religious conflict, as Jews, Christians, and Muslims each hold profound claims to the mount. Some Christian groups saw it as proof of prophecy fulfilled, while some Jewish authorities lamented that the sanctity of the Holy of Holies had been violated. Muslims, too, remain deeply invested in protecting the sanctity of the Haram al-Sharif.